Hi, good morning. Someone stole my seat. I was I couldn't find my headphones and then had to go find them and then she came back and stole my seat. Can I sit down, please? She's not gonna move. Cats are so like do whatever I want. Okay. Hi, good morning. I had to down my headphones. I guess I've been using these in a lot of strange places. So I feel like this is like way closer to my face than it used to be. Oh, do I have it on back? Wait. Huh. I had it on backwards. That's why it doesn't move. Alrighty, so how are you feeling today? We are on a waning gibbous Aries moon. So we haven't talked about Aries yet, right? Yeah, no. Okay. Um, Waning fire energy different than waxing fire energy because with waxing, the energy is building and growing. With the waning moon, it is uh, lessening, lightening. Uh, Energy is waning. So be sure to be tracking your mood and energy levels and stuff because back to this book later. As, um, just having tracked for just this one moon cycle will be from a couple months from now because the signs will be different. And some of the signs that we're waxing this month will be waning in the next few months. Next month will be the same because we're slowly transitioning through the signs. But yeah, it's very different. So I recommend doing like an entire year, and then you can go back and see what does waxing Aries look like for me. What does waning Aries energy look like for me? So before I get ahead of myself as usual, uh, I decided to do the solar plexus for Aries. However, the sacral is also associated with Aries. So if you decide to do sacral, we've been sacral. So I was feeling like I needed some solar plexus energy today. So I thought I wanted to start there. Um, what am I looking for? I've had a rough couple of days. Like I said earlier this week, I was in phase, went through a new moon phase, and I'm just coming out of that. So, kind of still dragging a little bit. But I know because I've been tracking for so long that within the next few days, I think it's gonna like kickstart with this Aries energy, and then kind of elevate there. But then when we start after the last quarter, my energy will start to wane again. So I get this like last little burst of energy before we get into the waxing crescent phase, and um, that's just how my cycle works. And then it fluctuates too, to just so that once I get a hang of everything, it will switch on me. It'll either go a week up or a week back, and And I'm just like, but wait, I had this all planned. Because if I don't have things planned and like written out and mapped in my planner, I tend to just like float around and can't get anything done. And I really have to have this tether of this planner in front of me, things done. And I found that other planners didn't really work for me, so that's why I created this one and was hoping that other people would resonate with it. We will be using the RAM seed mantra with our malas this morning. And again, if you don't have a mala, uh, basically I am counting for you. So you don't have to worry about it if you don't have one. Okay, so again, I'm using soul. If you choose to do sacral, um, what is sacral? Lam, is sacral. If you want to do that, and so okay, I'll go ahead and start off with that before I get ahead of myself. Ram, 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 Ram. I feel like with that mantra, you really are using your diaphragm for that, which is kind of the area where the solar plexus chakra sits. And I shouldn't have done that. I was feeling like they were going to get in the way, and now. Um, okay, Well, thanks for putting up with me, guys. Um, so, oh goodness, I forgot my Kindle. That's okay. I can pull it up on my phone. Oh goodness, I swear, just I'm like, I feel like I'm never gonna get out of this funk. I was hoping Aries energy would kind of some things for me, some energy for me. So the stones that enhance Aries energy, by far my favorite one is carnelian. Uh, Check out my Let's Get Stoned video on carnelian to get like a deep dive of that information. It's basically like liquid caffeine. I work with it pretty frequently, um, and it usually does work. I forgot that this is like my only dress that doesn't have pockets, and I usually like, so I need to figure out another way to carry them on me today because I definitely need energy. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. And this is not listed in the planner, but I've just started working with copper, and it feels very sacral to me. Even when I ordered these and when they arrived at the house and when I took them out of the package, immediately like this tingling sensation like just like shot down my legs, specifically my left leg, which I have a lot of problems with my left hip and my left leg. So I don't often there's a blockage and there is lack of circulation in it. So it was interesting to immediately just feel that when I picked up these copper spheres. They're heavy too, so the weight is very grounding, whereas, like, with carnelian, you can just, like, fly all over the place, and, just the weight of the copper feels really good in your hands. It's also nice to I'm so sorry. Um, it's also nice to feel the weight in your pockets if you carry them, and these spheres are so nice to work with for meditation. I have a set of smaller ones that are not as heavy because, I mean, these are kind of heavy and you definitely feel the weight of them. But I thought I'd bring these on because we haven't talked about copper yet, and I don't have fire agate. I've never worked with fire agate, but that is a like really big Aries stone. And citrine is another good one, which is going to incorporate the solar plexus energy that we were working with today. And citrine is just like a really all around just happy. Oh my gosh, I don't know why I can't stop yawning. I'm so sorry. So the balancing stones that I recommended are red jasper because red it incorporates the fire, the color of fire and that energy. But red jasper is a grounding stone. So if you tend to kind of like go around, like if you are a fire sign and on fire days you find that you just like are just kind of running around starting a bunch of things and not finishing them, that is a great stone to work with to just kind of ground you into that. Bloodstone is, I could say it's a little bit grounding, but bloodstone is really great for pain relieving. It's moving, but in a like a circulatory way, if that makes sense. Instead of like I was saying, if it's too much fire energy, it just kind of like blows out of control. So it kind of helps like get that circulation going. And bloodstone is just associated with fire, blood, and energy in the same way that hematite is associated with blood as well. And hematite is incredibly grounding and cooling, so it cools some of that fire energy down. So that's why I chose those stones to work with Aries energy. But again, so many stones associated with each zodiac, so you can find one that works best for you. And Aries, so Pisces ended the zodiac season at the end of winter, and Aries starts with spring, and so it's the first zodiac sign of the zodiac year. Let me take a sip of water before I read what uh, Danielle Dolsky Danielle Blackwood for the 12 faces of the goddess, how she embodies all of the zodiac signs into a goddess archetype, but she also gives a really great description of the season and just kind of the characteristics of each zodiac sign. So I will read from that for all of Aries' legendary bravado. It is often not acknowledged that she is at heart a sensitive soul. If we think about Aries season, the earliest days of spring, we see that those first shoots that poke up triumphantly through the soil are also very vulnerable. All the tender new life that returns this magical time beginnings is fragile, precarious, and uncertain. The lingering chill of winter threatens the arrival of those brave new centuries of rebirth. Because of the seasonal resonance that is imprinted on the Aries archetype, Aries is often associated with the qualities of courage, forward motion, and the instinct to survive. Aries is a cardinal fire sign, a gateway into a new season, in this case, spring, and it relates to the spirited, enthusiastic element of fire. The spring equinox heralds the beginning of this journey through the zodiac and marks the beginning of the Aries season. The Aries is the first sign, the individual life force that rises out of the collective. Aries is connected to the call to the adventure in mythologist Joseph Campbell's hero's journey. It is the starting point of the soul's individuation at the beginning of the spiritual journey through the lessons of the signs. I also often think of Aries as the fool in the tarot, the innocent stepping forward without any sense of fear and quality of pure childlike exuberance. Look to your chart to see where you have the sign of Aries. This will show you the area of life where you have the ability to assert yourself, get something up and running. Aries is ruled by Mars, and like Aries, its archetype is often misunderstood. Because we associate Mars with war and anger and all those negative things, but Mars is also our drive, our get up and go. It's the way we go after the forward thrust. Although Mars was later celebrated as the Roman god of battle, he was originally a fertility deity and a vegetation god, as well as a protector of farmers, fields, and boundaries. Interesting, I did not know. Mars is the planetary archetype that is also associated with life force, libido, assertion, and anger. Aries knows anger over injustice to those who are less empowered is the impetus that can create change. Aries energy is exemplified in our impulse to defend our young, stand up for ourselves, and make a move that can change our life. It is saying no to abusive partners and situations and acting on our own behalf. It is the creative impulse that starts a business, paints a picture, or births a baby. Aries is passion. It is what ignites our imaginations and stirs our embers into crackling hearth fires. Who is the goddess that she creates? Maka, Irish goddess. Interesting. Okay, so um, to the beginning of spring, and I love that analogy or pointing out that those little shoots that shoot up in the beginning of spring are the most delicate. They're not very big and they but brave and courageous, even though they know that I might get off by another frost because winter isn't yet over. They still shoot up through the ground, tall and straight and little tiny and delicate. So remember, if you are an Aries person, to be gentle to yourself and to honor and nurture that part of yourself. And also keep in mind that if you have loved ones that are Aries, even though they might come off as bold, courageous, and maybe possibly angry or out of control, they are still vulnerable on the inside, just like we all are. So be kind and gentle with them, even if they are like spitting fireballs at you. Um, so with waning gibbous energy, still have a lot of light. So you might not yet be feeling waning aspect of the moon's energy. But I just want to point this out about Aries because they are so go, 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 and they have trouble stopping. It's very difficult for an Aries to relax, or any fire sign really, but most especially Aries. Aries just has to go. It's like the energy bunny, like has to go, keep going and going and going. So a great way, and oftentimes they only relax or rest when they burn out. So a good way to Aries to relax is to burn them out. Encourage them to do a lot of cardio before going to get a massage or something like that. You want to burn out energy, or if you're an Aries and you struggle with sitting to meditate, uh, with like 5 minutes at a time, or even a couple minutes, or even just I mean the mala. I think the mala takes 3 minutes. I need to time it, but I think it takes like 3 minutes. So maybe start working with a mala and just doing that every day, and that's your starting point. Because kind of similar to Capricorn, Aries likes to have a goal. They are like ready to get to the end, the finish line. Um, but another way for Aries, and this works for I don't have any Aries in my chart, I don't think, and at least not in planets. Um, a good way, like use your planner before you meditate. Like write everything down that you need to get done the day or the week and get it all out of your brain and do that brain dump. Like I don't know if you showed me, if I showed you, that's what I use those blank spaces for. I just like, write everything down, get it out of my head, and then go into meditation. I started doing that practice when I first started meditating, actually, with a few, like back when you used to buy CDs to meditate to before we had millions and millions of meditations out there. The CD recommends, like, if you have anything that you need to do, like at the beginning of each of the meditations, there's there, and it always says, get a get a notepad, write it down, and so that you're not thinking about it when you're meditating. So that's a good way to just kind of um, burn out all of that energy so that they can't fight it off. They can't um, keep going. This book was actually what taught me that about fire signs, and it was like, oh my God, why did I never think about that? So, I mean, she lists like so many things to do that are kind of like, I don't even understand where some of them come from. Uh, but she also recommends bloodstone for Aries. So I wanted to read about that. Um, so bloodstone is a green and red gemstone. It is known as its ability to restore your body and rebalance your mind. Bloodstone is also connected to Mars, and holding it in your left hand while you meditate will make you especially empowered. The left side of your body, including the left hand, receives energy. The right side discharges energy. When you hold a crystal in your left hand, you receive the mineral benefits. Take deep breaths for several minutes and recite a mantra that resonates with you. You can purchase the stone raw. Okay, so that didn't really give me that much information, but she also recommended malachite for Aries. And I thought that was really interesting because I think of malachite for like divine energy, any uh, like anything dealing with the female reproductive organs. It's good for pregnant women and like during birth. Did I totally make that up? Maybe I was in the wrong section. Oh my god, seriously? Weird. Sometimes I just don't even know if I am in actual reality. Like I put that pen there. Okay, so forget what I just said because okay, I'm crazy a second. So green malachite is associated with Aries and it's a gorgeous stone, many amazing properties. While toxic in its unfinished state, when polished and finished, it's commonly used in the creation. Malachite is a protective stone that can cleanse energy of the space it's in. It's also a stone that can bring with it good fortune and wealth. Green malachite is especially useful during your bed because it can stimulate positive green dreams and bring vivid memories to life. Restful sleep is a vital part of self-care, and sleeping next to green will ensure that you wake up restored and refreshed. So I guess that they recommend sleeping with stones, uh, Aries, because of that, like fiery, can't get your brain stopping to sleep at night. So even like working with a malachite um, mala would be good for Aries if you are the type of person that can't shut your brain off at night and get to sleep. And in the same way that I mentioned earlier about um, needing to like get everything out and write it down before you meditate, and just starting off small increments and setting a timer. I'm also curious how everybody's um, setting a timer and doing something that you enjoy every day is working out for you. I personally think that because I picked three things, I think that that was a little ambitious of me. So still at least doing one of them a day, if not all three. So I should have known that that would have been. I thought I was like. I think it's really just like my waning or my menstrual cycle has just kind of slowed things down, and so I'm not doing all three of them. But I'm hoping that that will pick up. But I'm pretty proud overall of getting it done for the most part. And right now, the reading is kind of hard for me. But if you think about it, I'm trying to do 30 each of those three things. And a half is a big chunk of time to kind of, even if I do like 30 minutes in the morning for the body and then 30 minutes at night for reading, there's still like another 30 minutes. It's hard to find chunks like that. So, and I maybe should have started with a smaller time increment, like 5 minutes or 15 minutes, which is what I in the beginning was to start out small and work up. But I was like, no, I'm going to do 30 minutes, which is a very fire thing to be like over. Um, but during the waning phase, this is kind of when we start to rethink things. So look back on your intentions for the new moon in Cancer and see how it's working out and start to reevaluate things. So now I'm like, okay, maybe next time I'll go to the 15 minutes and or eliminate one of those things. Just say like pick one that I want to do every day, and then if I get to the others, cool. If not, um, so during the entire waiting phase, just start to look back. Even though it's only been like 2.5 weeks, it's still like you've made a lot of progress. You have followed the moon every day. You've hopefully checked off your fun thing to do, and it really does like see how it's affected your life. Has it made your day easier because you know looking forward to that time that you are allowing for your already too much going on? So just kind of reevaluate all of that information that you have got gathered and look back at your mood tracker and see if you notice that there's any days that like you weren't able to fit in that intention. Try to figure out why. Look at what phase that was. Look at what phase that was of your cycle, and also look at the sign, and then go back and look at your chart and say like um, where does that sign fall in my chart? Why? What house is it in? Um, why could that be affecting me that way? And just having all of this information compiled is going to help you prepare for the next month. And I think this next month is going to be pretty wild. I'm looking forward to it, and I don't. I've already looked at the new moon right up for this next moon cycle. Um, the Lionsgate portal technically has open, so it's open from now until, or I think maybe it was like yesterday or the day before that it opened. It, oh, I did write that in there. So the 26th through the 12th. Sometimes I don't remember like writing this stuff. It's kind of wild. Um, so you might have already started to feel that energy, but again, this window between the 26th and the 12th is similar to um, like how the moon phase is like gradually coming into alignment, whereas on the it will be directly in alignment with us, and that's when the energy is the strongest. And then from the 8th to the 12th, it's going to just gradually dissipate in the same way that the phase of the moon is just very gradual. So it like lets us get used to that energy, and then on the 8th, it's going to be like, whoa, here it is, and then it'll slowly dissipate until the 12th. Um, I think it's going to be crazy, and it's also, but that I'm also a Leo, so that is just energy that I'm looking forward to, and it's my birthday month, so I'm really looking forward for the next moon cycle. This moon cycle is kind of really rough for me, but I think that if you start looking again, start tracking, and start seeing these things and these correlations. This moon cycle was a Cancer moon cycle. We started off in Cancer season and we started off with a Cancer moon. So situations may have come up that forced you to take care of yourself, forced you to nurture that like we get these opportunities. Every summer, you're going to get this opportunity to say, I mean, think about it. Like most of us take vacations in the summertime and probably Cancer season. So, or you're planning a vacation during Cancer season for another time. And I don't know, I think it's really interesting once you start tracking things and relating to the seasons. It's like, wow, like we were given this opportunity in Cancer season to remind ourselves to take care of ourselves. And Leo, once we're transitioning into that, we're already in Leo season. Leo gives us an opportunity to be selfish, to uh, be proud of ourselves, to be courageous and act on our dreams. So it's just once you start following all of these seasons and all of these signs, you really start to see how they are reflected in your life, even if you were tracking it or not. Um, so yeah, so even with the waning energy, you can still kind of feel the fire today, and use between now and the last quarter to really kind of wrap things up, and again just kind of like tweak things or notice how things, oh, I could have done this differently. And that way you're prepared for setting your intentions for next month and saying, well, I'll try this differently. I'll see if this works, or this didn't work. I'm not doing that. Or it might help you make decide like, I don't even like that. I don't want to do that anymore. Or just I really liked this, but it caused these other conflicts in my life, and to remedy all those different things. Um, that's all I have to say. And then our last video will be on Friday for Taurus, which we started in Taurus and now we are ending in Taurus. So that will be for the last quarter. But use these next 2 days, use that fire energy. And Taurus will just kind of help us get stable and grounded and ready for the new moon and the dark moon and the waning moon, and uh, help us get for those really low times, if your cycle ends up syncing up with that. My cycle doesn't, but I always have low energy around the new moon, so I know that I have to prepare for that. Yeah. All right. So I hope you have a good rest of your day. I will see you on Friday at 9 o'clock for the Taurus moon. And thanks so much for coming on this journey with me. I will see you next time.